Well, heidi ho there again, boys and girls, and welcome to yet another edition of Live from the Tape Farm. Let me be, hopefully, among the first to wish you a very happy new year. So, the boys in Another November have been at it again. You may recall a few months back, well, more like 6, 8-ish months back, we did some recording with them, finished up a project for a 3-song EP with the boys in Another November. And they are at it again, and we'll talk about the project that they're working on now. Now, this video here is being released at the same time as a video of a song that we just completed is being released called Needlebed. So I would suggest when you're done here, go over and check that out. Or if you've already checked that out and that brought you over here, awesome, welcome. And basically what we're going to talk about is the making of Needlebed and the process and how we went through that. I've always found things like this informative, especially for who I'm aiming this towards, which is young bands, kids in a band who are looking to get going and get started. About a year or so ago, I decided, you know what, I'm going to find a band and I'm gonna work with them. And basically, they have free reign in my studio. So basically, I record them for free and produce it and do everything I can to help them out for free. And basically, because geez, I wish somebody would have done that for me when I was when I was a mere pup. So that was one of the ways that I thought I might be able to give back to the music community. I know 2 of the members of Another November from church, and we just kind of started talking, and here we are. So we've done an EP, and now we're working on this. So what is this? What is this project that we're working on? About 2 months ago, they said, hey, I think we're ready to, they think they're ready to record an actual full album. And they had a very specific idea about what they wanted to do. They said, you know, we want to release an album, but what we want to do is basically release 2 singles. Release a single, then in a certain amount of time, release another single, and then in a certain amount of time after that, release the entire album. With the idea of on New Year's Day, they would release the first single and a video for that single. And we had that discussion mid-October-ish, and I was doing the math. Let me see. It took us 6 months to record 3 songs the last time, between everybody's schedules and everything else. I'm like, wow, I don't know if we're going to have time to do this. The fact that we did have time to do this is kind of a testament to how much they have grown as musicians in that short amount of time. So, and we'll talk more about that as we get going here. So that was the vision for the project. Single, album, and then we released the first single and a video for that single at midnight on New Year's. Cool. All right. So what are we going to do? Well, the first thing we got to do is record some stuff. So we recorded the drums first. Now, they were pretty adamant, and I was all in favor of it. They wanted to record live drums this time. The first EP we did, just as a matter of convenience, we used the electronic kit that I have. But they wanted to use live drums. Now, I could fit a full live kit in my drum room, but it'd be tight. It'd be real tight. This isn't a very big studio, and we could do it, but we chose other options. So what we did is we decided we'll just record the drums at their rehearsal space. So we ran a snake into their rehearsal space, and then we ran the other side of the snake into an RV that the drummer's family owned, and I basically recorded in there. And I just brought a laptop and an interface, some speakers, and we did some recording of the drums and a scratch guitar track. We recorded the first 2 songs, a song called Needlebed and another song that will be released hopefully in the near future. So once the drums were recorded and edited, and we had done a few different takes of each song, we decided, okay, we're going to use take 3 of this song and take 2 of that song. we finalized which drum takes we liked the best. So after the drums were completed, it was time to start recording some guitars. So Jack came over and in quick work, in a couple of hours, recorded all the guitar tracks for the entire song. And again, this is just a testament to how much better they have become at their craft. And then they have a new bass player, and his name is Jackson, and he came over and in about an hour nailed the bass part. And then it was time for vocals. Brennan, who is the vocalist, now the first time, the EP, I would say the vocals were the thing that gave us, that we spent the most time on recording. That was not the case here. Brennan nailed it. He knew exactly what he wanted to do, exactly how he was going to do it, and he just came in and nailed the vocal parts. And we double-tracked most of, if not all, really all of the vocal. If you know anything about double-tracking a vocal is an art form in and onto itself. And Brennan nailed it.
Thorn in my side, I'm not quite right after you turned upside down on me. You just my words, you wrong my price.
And again, in like an hour and a half, he was in and out and gone. So after that, I basically just did a rough mix. So this is where everybody gets to pick out, oh, you know what, I didn't really like that part. Let's re-record that part. Or, oh, the snare, let's change, can we get a little bit more of this or a little bit more of that out of this or that, and so on. So, and this is where they also give production suggestions. Oh, it'd be really cool in this part if we had this kind of effect or something like that. So right after the rough mix, this is where we start talking about what do we want the finished product to sound like. So then we set up what I call, guitar day, drum day, bass day, and we really didn't need to do a vocal day because, again, Brennan just nailed it. So guitar day, drum day, vocal day, this is where each individual member comes in and we just do a deep dive on their part. And if there's something that needs to be changed or edited, changes that we discussed during the rough mix, this is during those days is where we kind of map all that out. So then after we kind of finalized all the tweaks that we wanted to do, we decided, okay, let's start shooting the video. We had a meeting and decided, here's what we want the video to look like. They had a very specific vision. They knew they wanted it to be black and white. They knew they wanted very much a live performance aspect of it. We also kind of toyed around with the idea of having some other more quote-unquote artistic shots. So I live on the property I live on, in my back pasture. I have these unbelievably thick thorn bushes that have these thorns on them that are huge. And I told them about them. They're like, oh, that would be so cool. We can get some shots of that. So we kind of tested that concept. We got some shots of some of the members amongst the thorn bushes and kind of just toyed around with the idea. Everyone made friends with my donkey. So yeah, I have a donkey, some horses and mules and stuff. And the donkey took a liking to the band and was following them around. So, but in the final analysis, we decided, yeah, that's cool and all, and we'll use some of that for like promo shots that they used on Instagram and things like that, kind of leading up to this. But ultimately, they decided they just wanted to use the live performance video. So we recruited my son, Isaac, to shoot the video. Isaac is primarily does a lot of sports photography, sports video. He works with a group here in Nashville called 615 Preps. And they basically cover high school football and basketball in depth. And but he's obviously also into music. So we recruited him, and he was nice enough to say, yeah, he would shoot the video for us. So we went on location hunting. So we started looking at or having ideas about where we wanted to do this. And then one of the guys mentioned the rooftop of a parking garage at Middle Tennessee State University in Murfreesboro, not too far away from here. So we went and we kind of scouted out the location, and we found like this corner that had, the MTSU has its own little power plant. So they have this little power plant that has like steam coming out of it. And right in that corner, I'm just like, right there, that's where we're shooting the video. About a week later, we set a date to basically shoot the video. So, this is kind of first or second week of December, I think. So it was like 20-something degrees up on the roof of a parking garage in Murfreesboro. So the boys' hands were getting kind of cold and chilly and whatnot, but we got some really good shots, and it turned out really good. Isaac did an amazing job on the video, and then I brought all the footage home and did the edit. After sending the boys a couple of different cuts, we made a couple of little changes here and there, and then finalized the video pretty quickly, actually. And while all this was going on, I was also finalizing the mix. So we made some changes here, made some changes there, and we finally finalized the final mix about 2 or 3 days ago. So just made it in underneath the wire there. So next we'll be working on the next single, and then the whole album after that. For now, I would highly suggest that you head on over and check out the video for Needlebed. Go to all of the different streaming platforms and find it there. The band again is Another November. The song is called Needlebed. You'll see a little link pop up here somewhere. There's also be a link in the description below, and you can go check that out. But that's all I got for you today. Questions, comments, concerns, Rise of Outrage. Hit me up in the comments below, and we'll catch you guys later.